Hey everybody. Listen, it can be literally gut-wrenching when we see our moms and our dads, our grandmas, our friends, our patients that we've come to know and love deal with serious negative health consequences. Anything from cardiac events to cancer diagnoses, dementia. It can literally just be heartbreaking. But these things tend to follow a predictable pattern. And so tonight, I want to bring some awareness to you about what we call in the healthcare business is metabolic syndrome. And metabolic syndrome affects 1 in 3 adults here in the U.S. And after the day that I had and the patients that I saw, I believe it's truly getting worse day by day by day. And so, when we talk about metabolic syndrome, it's not a disease, but rather a collection of risk factors that increase your risk of getting heart disease, having a stroke, developing cancer, or getting dementia. And doctors, they really look at 5 main things. The first is belly fat. If you're a man and you have a waist over 40 inches, or if you're a woman and have a waist over 35 inches, that is a risk factor. When we look at your triglycerides, if you're over 150, or if you take meds for triglycerides, it's a risk factor. If we look at the good cholesterol, if you will, if it's low, if it's under 40 for men or under 50 for women, or if you take medication for it, it's a risk factor. When we look at high blood pressure, if you're anything over 130 over 85 or on meds for blood pressure, it's a risk factor. And last is high blood sugar. If you have any sort of fasting level over 100 for your sugar or on meds, that is a risk factor. And if you have any 3 or more of these metabolic conditions or risk factors, you have metabolic syndrome. And that puts you at a much higher risk for serious health problems. The first is heart disease. You're at 135% increased risk if you have metabolic syndrome. Your risk of having a heart attack in the next year is double that of somebody who doesn't have metabolic syndrome. You have 120% higher risk of having a stroke, and you are 58% more likely to die from any cause than somebody who does not have metabolic syndrome. Your cancer risk is up 56%, and you are at a higher risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Now listen, these are not just numbers, it is personal. And while I might not be the metabolic syndrome expert, I'm just a guy who's trying to take care of my own health so I can be around for my family. And if you're watching this, you probably care about that too, or you want those things for your friends, for your family, for your grandma. So here's my challenge. Know where you stand. Do you know your waist size? Do you know your blood pressure, right? Have you checked your cholesterol or your blood sugar lately? The first step to fixing the problem is really knowing that you have one to begin with. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about this, how to prevent and reverse metabolic syndrome. But for now, start by checking your numbers. And I'll see you soon. Have a good day, everybody.